dragged or drug all those stones to wherever they drug them or drag them. Drag, drug, dig, dug. It's we're trying to explain it with our own limited capacity to understand because we just won't open up. We won't accept something different. Because, we've got this arrogance about us that thinks that we're so enlightened. Oh, this is the age of enlightenment. We're so enlightened. Let me tell you something about enlightenment. People in the Renaissance thought they were enlightened. People in the beginning of the Industrial Revolution thought they were enlightened. People at the turn of the 20th century thought that they were enlightened. Hell, we can go back. People all the way back into the days of Christ thought they were enlightened. How are we so today? We're doing the exact same thing we used to do. We've always done. The exact same thing. Just that we just have different tools today to do them. But we're doing the exact same. There's nothing different. We're born, we live, survive, and we die. It's the way it's always been. We have to work for our survival. Work and or fight for our survival. Hey, they've always had to do that. Today we just do it a little bit differently, but we still do the same thing. Maybe 500 years ago, they were farmer-gatherers or what have you. Or really small tradesmen. Small business owners. Today we have the same thing. The trades are just a little bit different. But other than that, we're doing the same thing. There's nothing different. The ancient Greeks thought that they were enlightened. That's how we got philosophy and all that kind of stuff with Socrates and Plato. They thought they were enlightened. The ancient Romans, hey, this is the age of enlightenment in ancient Rome. In fact, they were so enlightened, they believed that their way of life was the pinnacle of human ability and then tried to spread it all over the place, even by the sword if they had to. They thought they were enlightened, and they were trying to spread that enlightenment everywhere. By today's standards, we kind of look at the ancient Romans and think, their society was kind of cool, but it was also barbaric. They didn't think it was barbaric. They didn't think any part of their society that they built and developed was barbaric. Today we look at it and say, that was throwing the Christians alliance barbaric. To them, that was enlightened entertainment. The chariot races and gladiator combats, that was enlightened entertainment. We don't have things that are too much different from that. We've got boxing, we've got MMA, mixed martial arts. That's a pretty brutal sport if you want to call it a sport. Now, usually nobody fights or plays these games to the death, but sometimes people do die, and we keep on watching. Sometimes people get seriously hurt, like in football. They break an arm, break a leg, break a shoulder. Get a concussion. Oh, yeah, woo, what a hit, man. Boom! Oh, that was awesome. Is that part of enlightenment? So are we that much different from the ancient Romans? No, folks, we're not. This is what liberals just don't get. There's nothing new under the sun. We are what we have always been. What we will always be. The only difference is, I believe, is that going far enough back in time, we actually used our brains a lot more than we do today, differently than we do today, more of it than we do today. I know mankind has forgotten more than we think we know. It's always amazing that we think that we know something, and we know for a fact And then all of a sudden, wait long enough, we find out everything that we had previously thought was wrong. Oh, that's not right. No, we were wrong. Prime example, nutrition. How many food pyramids and food circles and all that kind of stuff have we had over the past 30 years? Because we thought when we first came out with those things, those government guidelines, we knew what we were talking about. Oh, we knew. We knew. And we find out something different. So they changed the food pyramid, or what was it called? It was a circle, right? The food circle. I don't know. It's been so I don't even pay attention to the food pyramid because it doesn't make any sense. And they keep changing that too. What are we in, like the fifth incarnation of the food pyramid? But this is why I can't be a liberal. Because it makes no sense. It makes no sense to tell a person that they can't be greater than what they are. It makes no sense to tell a person that they cannot improve their own life without the help of government. It makes no sense to tell a person, you're too successful, you need to be punished. It makes no sense to bring down those who are utilizing more of their brain capacity to try to shut them down and bring them down to the level of averageness or below. Instead of trying to lift those who are average or below average, instead of trying to lift them up, we want to take those people who are above average and bring them down. That makes no sense. That's a liberal thought, though. Oh, everything's got to be fair. Well, it is fair. Because you have the same ability that I do. Some people just might take the time to try to improve their capacity for learning, to improve the capacity of the brain mass that is being utilized on a daily basis on a conscious level. Some people will go through their entire life not really caring. I look at this, and it doesn't matter, from what socioeconomic class you come from. I like to watch people. And I often look at people just go through some people just go through their daily lives, and we always say, oh, they leave an honorable, responsible, quiet life. They go to work, they go home, sit in front of the boob tube. They have a few friends, on the weekends, maybe they'll get together for a barbecue or something, have a beer, watch some football, go to bingo, and they'll do this day in and day out, week in and week out, year in and year out, decade in and decade out, life in and life out. And we just say, well, they lead such a quiet life. No, they've just shut down their brains. I don't know about you, but I've got interest up the yin yang. I don't have time to pursue all the interests that I have. I mean, my problem is being conscious about it and forcing my mind to limit what I'm trying to concentrate on, because I can be all over the place because I'm fascinated by so much stuff. I want to grow. I want to grow as a person. I want to grow mentally. I want to grow, physically, stay physically fit. I just want to grow as a human being. I want my life from beginning to end to be as full as it possibly can. I'm fascinated by everything. I mean, look, that is what your brain is. Your brain is a huge computer. It's a huge learner. It just sucks in knowledge. It wants it. It craves it. It was designed to receive it. And then it was designed to utilize it, to make you bigger, better, faster, stronger, brighter, smarter, all that kind of stuff. I'm fascinated. I mean, even stuff that I don't even understand, that I don't think I understand at all, I can become fascinated with. And now, because of that, I obviously don't delve very deeply into most topics. Because my interest, I'll be interested, and it's not ADD or ADHD or whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays. And it's not because I lose interest in it. It's because my mind says, "Oh, there's something else over here." It's kind of like we like to tease some people and say, "Ooh, look, shiny objects." Yeah, well, that's me. But it's not about shiny objects, but it's about knowledge. I'll get a basic understanding of something I'm interested in, and all of a sudden something else catches my attention. I'm like, well, I'm not going to dig deep into that one because this has got my attention now. And I might have there might be five or 10 things at once that have my attention, so that also makes it very difficult to dig deep into certain subjects. But that's okay, because every day I'm learning something. Every day I'm delving. Every day I'm pushing my brain to figure something out, how to utilize more of the capacity that I am currently using. I'm trying. I am consciously and subconsciously trying. That's why I cannot be a liberal. Because a liberal says that, Rod, you can't do it. That's not possible for you. You need the government to help you. Especially because you're a minority. And we know how mean white people have been to all minorities. You need my help now. And it's usually coming from another white person. It's usually a white liberal telling me that you need my help. No, I don't. If I find that I need your help, I will seek it. If I find that I need your assistance, I will seek your assistance. But don't stand there and tell me that I need your help. I don't. In fact, I don't even want it, let alone need it. You shouldn't want it either because you don't need it. The very basis of the liberal mantra, of the liberal enlightened thought process, is that there are some people, we're all equal and everything's got to be fair, but some people are more equal than others, and some people have a greater fairness share than others. And that's perfectly okay in their eyes because, hey, after all, they're only trying to help you. They know more than you, because they went to college and they got a bachelor's degree or they got a master's degree or they got God forbid, they get a PhD. You are so beneath them. All these learned people that spent 8, 10, 12 years in school for non-science stuff. And I say science, I mean like medical, engineering, science, but they spend all their philosophy, and art and business, and they get PhDs in all kinds of different things, and they think that they are so enlightened and so smart that you're just beneath them, and that we should all be thankful that they're willing to come out of their, down off their high chair, their high horse, off their pedestal, from their ivory towers. They're coming down to us, the measly common folk, to help us. Because they have all the answers, because they have all the knowledge. When the reality is, 1, we don't need their help. 2, we can do a hell of a lot better without them. And 3, they're not nearly as smart as they like to think they are.
I always loved watching the kids play basketball. I still do, even though things have changed. It's funny, they can't find jobs to get their careers started, and I can't afford to retire. And now we're all living together again. I supported President Obama because he spoke so beautifully. He promised change, but things changed for the worse. Obama started spending like our credit cards have no limit. His healthcare law made health insurance even more expensive. We've had stimulus and bailouts. Obama added almost $16,000 in debt for every American. How will my kids pay that off when they can't even find jobs? Now Obama wants more spending and taxes. That won't fix things. I had so many hopes.